Okay. How are we doing now? Can you hear me guys now? I think we should be okay. How are we doing? Louis says the audio is tired after all the trips. It definitely is. Let me see if I can figure out a way to hear myself. I can't hear myself. So that's going to be a little bit disorienting, but as long as you guys can hear me, we'll give it a shot. Okay. Whew. Man, we are definitely rusty today. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. I could bring the level up. All right, let's see what I can do here. All right. I think that should be better. Let's see here. All right. Everyone can hear me now. All right. Let's start over. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is, I don't know, super late. It's 1:10 at this point, but it's time for another live stream. Today is Monday, December 4th, 2023. It's the Mondayest of all Mondays. It's the King Monday, I guess, because it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you guys. 2 weeks ago, we had Thanksgiving, and I was gone pretty much all week. And then last week, I was in Austin for TRE, and then Sacramento for CIM. So we had no live streams. So for everyone that's listening in the audio-only version in the podcast, this is the first time you've heard from me in a long time. And so hopefully this is a pleasant way to start the day and get back into the swing of things in December. And for everyone else watching later but not live, welcome to the #1 running live stream that has seemingly insurmountable audio issues, even though we're like 3 years into this show. Thank you for your patience, guys. All right, guys. Whew. All right, we're here. I was already running late because trying to get that TRE video edited. That let me have a late start for my run. And then I got back and I was just so cold. Not that it's super cold, but I was just chilly and tired still. So I wanted to hop in the shower and I thought I'd have enough time and I wasn't quite right. So, and then every time you rush, technology knows. And so then it's a cascade of things. And so everything else that is normally just sit down and turn it on decided not to work today. So that's where we're at. How have you guys been? I've been all over the place. I've seen some of you guys. I saw some of you guys in Austin. I saw some of you guys in Sacramento. I saw a lot of you guys in Sacramento, and that was super fun for me. Hopefully it was fun for you, and hope you guys had a good day racing out there. I see a lot of you guys race as well, and that was super fun. Sleeve Singer says, I celebrated a birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. And yeah. And so that's good. Someone else says they were asking for a late bell. And Steve, I can't do a bell because of all the technical issues. I lost my soundboard. That was giving all the buzzing. But Steve says, yo, what's going on? Can I get a late bell ring for a 5K PR at the Turkey Trot of 25:54? Steve, that's blazing fast. And says he set a PR in every race distance this year and not bad for a 48-year-old Clydesdale. Well, what a great job. Awesome. I wish I had a bell for you. I'm just going to start bringing a real bell down here. All right. And CS says, last weekend I ran my second ever marathon and I improved my PR by 12 minutes and a finish time of 3:38. Congratulations, Sarah. Awesome. Very, very cool. Very cool. Stevie76 has questions about TRE. Seems like nothing was embargoed at TRE. For me, pretty much everything was embargoed at TRE. So when you guys will see it when I put together my video for TRE in terms of what I can show you guys. Like I think I talked about it a little bit when I was on the TRE live stream with Tommy Runs and Gary. And Gary is a runner of PR Project. Like they were like, what's the most exciting thing you've seen? I'm like, the most exciting things I've seen I can't tell you about. So like pretty much nothing that I saw at On, I don't think I could talk about. Nothing that I saw at Adidas, other than like that. I mean, you've seen the Supernova Rise. So there's pretty much nothing at Adidas that I could show. I mean, they had some interesting Terex stuff. And I actually don't know if that stuff's on embargo or not. No one told me it was. But yeah, so like for Adidas, I went back to like a secret room. Secret room makes it sound fancy. Basically, it was like a little it was like a large dressing room that had some couches in it. And they showed me a lot of stuff that's coming up, which is very, very exciting. But yeah, pretty much most of the stuff that I saw is under embargo. So I can't tell you about much of it. And so like I kind of had a feeling that would happen in. And so my content plan was never to document all the shoes. I actually have very little footage of shoes. You guys have probably seen everything that I can show already if you're on Instagram. From what other people have posted. So I don't know. TRE for me is less and less about the shoes and networking and seeing people that I work with, like in emails and stuff like that, putting faces to emails and catching up with people that I haven't talked to maybe in or even a year. So that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of TRE stuff. But I also did get to speak at, and you guys will see about that in the video once it comes out. But Tons and I did a talk, and we were the chief marketing officer from Gazelle. So it was fun. All right. Now we have some more audio problems, and this is not my fault because I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, Calvin says is the embargo gremlins coming in, and Cobalt says like the sound like record. All right, I don't know how to fix that problem. I mean, I guess I could just go to no microphone at all. I think that's our only option. If we want to do that, I mean, all right, we'll put away all the microphone. We'll just go on the MacBook's microphone. All right, I don't know if this is going to help things at all, but we're now on audio option number 3. So I have no idea what's going on today. Steve says the co-AI is skipping. This isn't really him. We were fooled. Yeah. All right. Richard Wilson says it's better. Steve says it's better. Okay, it's fine. That's what everyone's saying. So I really don't know what's going on today. I'm probably not even going to put this episode on for a podcast just because it's been so wild. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Thank goodness for you guys and your patience. Thanks for sticking around. Okay. Yeah, everyone's saying that it's working. Will says it was picking up other audio. There's only one mic, though. I don't know what other audio it could pick up. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just unplugging everything from the computer at this point. Steve Blackadar says, just try talking about an embargo shoe and see if the audio fixes itself. It's worth a shot. Yeah. Yeah, but I did see a lot of good stuff. The Brooks booth was particularly interesting. They didn't have anything under embargo, which was nice. That was very convenient. And so it was nice to talk about some of that stuff, and some of the designs that are coming out are interesting. But I'll have to wait till I get the shoes on feet. So to see what I think about it. But I always tell people that, TRE, it's like the end of preseason football or preseason baseball. Everyone's excited. Everyone looks good. Everyone has a shot at winning the championship kind of thing. And then TRE, all the shoes look great. No one's really running them yet, so no one knows what's really good or not. And it looks like everyone's going to have a good year. So I'm pretty excited about it. All right. Adam says, my hair is wet because I just came from swimming. Why is yours wet? Mine is wet because I just got out of the shower. So that's why mine is wet. All right. And Sleeve Singer says, you know what? This is what happens. All the audio and technical issues you have today. This is what happens when you leave this for so long. It is. It's very strange that like the equipment that normally just works every day, I come down here and just like click everything on and it goes. It's just when you leave everything unplugged for a little bit, it kind of messes things up. So. Steve Zervesco says, a lot of those New Balance shoes with the cut midsoles look like they are ripping off Adidas. I mean, yeah, I think that like everything got very mathy, Adidas did go there first. But I feel like the New Balance ones, I feel like they've taken it like to a very different degree. It's more So like I would say like the new design language from Adidas reminds me a lot of like the new design language for Corvettes. Very angular and mathy, right? Looks like a computer designed it. Like if you asked like AI to draw a pretty car, the Corvette is what it would give you. Like futuristic in like a Transformers kind of way, you know. But I think my take on the New Balance shoes, and I didn't have an appointment at New Balance, so I just kind of wandered around in there and filmed as everyone else was talking. Um, they it to me it looks like it's low poly. So you remember like low poly art was really popular for a minute. I still love low poly stuff. So it looks like that. So both very like angular, but to me they're very different design languages, you know. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Matt Byer says, "Co-op brand are you looking forward to testing the most in 2024?" I will say Asics is going to be high because they didn't, and I didn't. It's not because of anything I saw at TRE, but they didn't update some of their more important race shoes in 2023. So I look forward to seeing the updates in 2024. That's going to be a lot of fun. Same thing with Saucony, like the Endorphin line. We got the Elite last year, but then the Endorphin Pro and Speed did not get updates. I did not have an appointment at Saucony either, so I didn't see any of their stuff. And I'm guessing it would have been under embargo anyway. So this year my approach was very different for TRE, where other years I was like, it's up to them to tell me what's under embargo. If they don't tell me it's under embargo, then it's not under embargo. That's how I feel about it. This time, before I even like sat down, I was like, tell me show me all the stuff that's under embargo separately from the stuff that's not. Like, I don't care how like the presentation was organized. Maybe it goes from daily trainer to speed, but I was just like, I need to have two different buckets because I'll put the camera in my bag and away for embargo stuff, and then I'll have the camera out for stuff that's not under embargo, because I just felt like that was the easier way to do things. So I didn't have, but anyway, I didn't have an appointment at Saucony, so I didn't see any of their stuff. Sorry. So those are two brands where I'm excited, but not because of anything I saw at TRE. Well, let's see. I'd say those are the two that I'm very excited to test. New Balance is just got all the shoes look very different, and they have some new models too that are interesting. So like again, like everyone looks interesting so far. At this point, everyone looks interesting. I've already started testing some of the more interesting Puma shoes. So, and that's been really fun too. But I think that they're going to have some interesting changes in their lineup too. I hope for the better, but you know, good stuff already. All right. Patrick Smith says, I know everyone's different, but would love to hear about your daily pre and post run routines. Any thoughts on doing a video like that? I've made a video like that before. I have a leg mobility routine. I think that's what the video is called, Patrick. I still do that, but not every day anymore because I'm also in the gym now. So I feel like that kind of covers some of that stuff. But, you know, if I'm in an absolute time crunch and I'm being super lazy about it, I will at least do like a couple of very deep squats. I'll just like sit in like a deep squat position for a little while before the run, just to get some range of motion kind of not activated. I don't even know, but it just feels good if I do that before I get started. And then post run, I really don't do much. I don't do anything post run that's habitual or like preemptive. I do stuff post run if it's indicated. Like right now my left hamstring just feels a little bit tight all the time almost. And so I've been hitting it with the massage gun every once in a while whenever I feel like it's tight. So I'll do stuff like that, but nothing regular. So that's why I don't do a video like that right now, because I don't really have routines. Liam Dory says, currently dealing with some recurring hip flexor issues. How do you stay so injury free? I mean, for me, it's that pre-run mobility routine that I did. I used to do that religiously before every run. Like, even if I was running late and I'm like, oh, I'm running late, I only have 45 minutes, I would still take the 7 minutes to do the pre-run mobility routine and be like, I only have 38 minutes, and that's just how it goes. These days I've been a little bit lax with it, but I am in the gym more, and so I think part of what helps that is like, you got to not only cure the symptoms, but cure the cause, right? And so if you got to figure out what's giving you the hip flexor issues. It's probably strength. So getting in the gym, I think, might help. But also, you could see a PT and see what they say. That's good. A person that's going to give you the best advice on how to, not just not have hip flexor issues, but to prevent them and give yourself strong hips. Chris says, hey, Co, is the Puma Fast R2 any good? Had high hopes for V1, but it's so hard to try, and it seemed even the pros didn't love it. I did not try version 1 either, because it was hard to get. Remember Puma shoes for like the first couple of years were just hard to get, even like the daily trainers. But hopefully this one will be available. It's really good. It's really nice. They're using a new different kind of foam in it, both in the forefoot and in the heel, and it's a lot taller. And so I think a lot of the concerns from the first one have been addressed by just those two things. And I did a workout with them over the CIM weekend, and they were really fun to run in. And I was on like a gravel path too, and sometimes I was like, this is probably not a great place to take super shoes, but it still did really good, and I had a good time running in them. And it's fast. It's a marathon shoe for me now, and it's kind of confusing too, because I was telling Todd Falker over at Puma, I was like, this kind of throws a wrench in my understanding of the lineup, because I always kind of thought that the Fast R was your 5K racer shoe, maybe even road distances shorter than 5K, and then the Nitro Elite 2 was the marathoner shoe. But now it just seems like there's two kinds of marathoner shoes, and if I had to say that one is for longer distances and one for short, I would say the Fast R2 is better for longer distances than the Nitro Elite 2 is. Now I didn't see anything about a Nitro Elite 3, so hopefully that one gets also bigger, like taller, but I think that some of the Puma pros don't like it the way it is, and so I don't anticipate there'll be dramatic changes, not in 2024, maybe in 2025. But that is just a guess, because I didn't hear anything one way or the other on the Nitro Elite 2. Tony, what's going on, Tony? I got to see Tony a bunch of times this weekend. Tony says, Ben Johnson has me hyped for the Alpha Fly 3. Ben really likes it. He said good things about it. Meg raced in it. I didn't ask her specifically about the shoe. I did get a chance to talk to her a little bit after the race. But she liked it enough after she did a test run, I guess, to race in it. So she raced in it as well. I saw a bunch of Alpha Fly 3s this weekend at the race. Shannon's here. What's going on? Shannon says, hey, Co-Fam, it's been a while. So many activities. There were a lot of activities. I'm still really quite tired about it all. Ron Tommy says, the New Balance Pacer 2 looks the most interesting. That's another shoe that is kind of like twisting my understanding of a shoe's place in a lineup on its head. Because I always thought that the Pacer was going to be basically their modern race flat, but it does not look like a race flat anymore. And I have a hard time believing that, like, for example, I feel like the Pacer was the way it was because of El Purrier too, but mainly because of Emily Sisson. But I can't imagine that Emily Sisson would like the new Pacer. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to ask her about it. But yeah, I'm not sure where that shoe goes. And maybe that would have been the nice part if I had gotten a meeting with New Balance for them to explain their reasoning on that. But I'm sure I'll have a chance to ask them questions once the shoe kind of comes out. I'm assuming that they'll send it to me. CV76 says, Hoka looks interesting. Yeah, this year they actually let us see a lot of the stuff or talk about it. Last year they showed us a lot of stuff, but most of it was under embargo. This year, which is what I really liked about this year that Hoka did, and I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but what I really liked about, and sorry, guys, the reason why this laptop is in the shop today is because I want to use it to catch my voice since I'm using the laptop mic. But what I really appreciated that Hoka did this year, anything that was under embargo, they only showed us pictures on someone's phone of it. And maybe that's because we're media. Maybe they had actual units in there somewhere to show the retailers. And I did see a pair of some of the embargo shoes on feet. Some people were wearing them there was like a Hoka welcome reception, like a happy hour. So there were at least one pair was in town. So everything that was under embargo was just digital images. So that's nice. That makes it easy for me to remember. Anything that they showed me, I can show you. Anything that I couldn't, they just showed me on a phone. So, but yeah. Fascinating that it looks like that the Mach is going to get a rubber outsole. I'm just like, I think you finally had gotten people to accept that it's not going to have a rubber outsole, like the rubberized EVA instead, and they put rubber on it. So, all right. Eric says, I didn't see any ASICS videos for the trail stuff. Too bad. Any news on that front for trail? I didn't have an appointment at ASICS either. And I think that's because I kind of know everything that's coming along. I did jump in on Drew and Ashley. They had an appointment with ASICS. And basically my game plan for TRE was anytime I had a minute and I needed to like just rest or regroup, I would just go to the ASICS booth because they had so many chairs. There's not a lot of seats on the showroom floor there. So I would just keep going back to ASICS. I was probably there like half the day. Not half the day, but I was there a lot, many times a day. The chairs were very comfortable. I don't know what's happening today, guys. All sorts of technical difficulties. But I did sit in for Drew and Ashley's meeting. And we saw some stuff. I don't know what we're allowed to talk about or not. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but like I've never gotten a lot of heads up at TRE from ASICS on their trail stuff. I'll get it other ways, but not the trail stuff. I don't know if it's just not their focus there, or maybe it's the sales timeline where they've already done those presentations for everyone. So like because a lot of the stuff that you're seeing that gets exhibited at TRE is stuff for like 9 months from now. And so like, because if it's stuff sometimes it's like, then this comes out next month. But a lot of stuff for the retailers, they've already had to put in their orders for that a long time ago, So. Vidafi1230 says, Kofuzi, what running shoes would you wear for a backyard ultra? You have to tell me what the terrain is and how long it's going to be. Sean says, I agree with Stevie. A little nervous, but excited for the Mach 6. Hope they didn't ruin it, and hopefully they fix the Mach X2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know I'm very curious as to what those are going to feel like. The new design language is very curvy. I don't know that I love it. It's interesting, and it's unified. So it's like they have a really nice, just common theme across all the shoes, which I think works really well. I think I'm actually excited. I was not excited about Tecton X2, but Tecton X3 I'm very excited about. And the Mach 6, yeah, mostly it's for the Mach 6. It's kind of like how I approach Star Wars movies. I'm just like, I love it already so much. Just don't mess up the new ones. That's kind of where I am with the Mach 6. Just don't mess it up. And the Mach X2, I just don't think that their my hopes for a Mach X2 are not the same as their plans for a Mach X2. And so as I approach that shoe, mentally, I have to put aside what I think a Mach X2 should be and try to just take the shoe for whatever it is that it is, and whether that's good or bad, Steve Blackadar says, how were the MKBHD shoes? They were super comfy. They were nice. The The toe box is a little tighter than I want it to be, you know? So, but I find that with all casual basketball shoes, is that the toe box is always super tight. I just never like it. So, I think that's what it is. Phil Ortman says, I feel like we're at the time where the next evolution of plates is close. Question is, what comes next and who is first? I don't know that there's something more that's coming out of plates per se. I think that like we're at the mercy of material scientists. Not the mercy. We're at the mercy of whatever they can kind of discover or concoct. And I think that it's what we're seeing is something that but a phenomenon that repeats itself frequently in nature and in commerce is more of a punctuated equilibrium. And so, something new came out. PIBA foams in conjunction with carbon fiber plates. Both things had existed separately, and I could put them together in a compelling way. And all of a sudden, we've seen a proliferation of things. And so that seems to be tapering off. And I feel like we're reaching a level of market maturity where everyone has an excellent product. And the question is no longer like which ones are better than others or which ones are good and which ones aren't. It's tell me what your running style is. And there's one that really works well for you. Whereas previously, maybe 4 years ago, there's this one and hopefully it works out for you because it's great. Because all the other ones, if it doesn't work out for you, the other alternatives are crap. So I feel like we've gotten past that initial phase and we've gotten to a phase where like, oh, well, you need something with a little bit more width in the forefoot. Then there's something like the Endorphin Elite. You want something that's a lot more squishy. Then you've got stuff like the SC Elite. And so like there's lots of different preferences, whether you like kind of like the sensation of the Light Strike Pro or you like the sensation of FF Turbo. There's just a lot of different preferences that line up with the way that can line up with the way people run. And I always thought that the next evolution would be in thickness and in weight. And so I think we're already starting to see that now that we've reached kind of like diminishing returns on how much PIBA can you put in or how much of a super foam can you put into a shoe. We're reaching diminishing returns because even absent the rules, like there's shoes like the Primax and the Super Blast that are as tall as they want to be. And they're not hitting 60 millimeters. They're not hitting 70 millimeters. There's a level of diminishing returns. I think that the next level will be like, well, how do you get like Primax 2 type of performance in a lightweight package? How do you get that same amount of excitement from, let's say, a Metaspeed Sky Plus, but give it to us in the profile of a Hyperspeed, right? And so like, I think that is the next frontier. And Evo 1, I think, starts along that line where it's super lightweight. It's not 50 millimeters tall, but it's lightweight and it does a lot with relatively little, or not as much as the other ones in terms of foam. And so I think that's kind of like the next race. And I think like similar things happen with like computers, similar things happen in phones when we went from like Nokias to iPhones, and like iPhone camera, and like mobile phone cameras. So like we're seeing that like market maturation or product category maturation, and it'll kind of like be like that for a while until the next disruptive thing that comes through, But I don't think it's going to be industry changing, but I think the next level of gains will be weight. Johnny Dodgen says, did you get to pet the sloth? I didn't get to pet the sloth. I wasn't super into that. I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was a fun event for the sloth. So I was just like, I'll let that sloth be alone. I did have an appointment at the Spy Belt booth, which is where it was, but everyone was so obsessed with the sloth that I just kind of waited. A lot of these times I don't know the people that I'm meeting with. And so you just get there and you hope that someone recognizes you at some point. And you have name tags on. So like people know that like, Michael Coe is supposed to be coming at 2:30 or whatever. But I just kind of like stood there and watched people pet the sloth for a while, and then like I just left. But I guess, I really didn't need a long meeting at Spy Belt or Spy Belts. I was hoping maybe there's something new to talk about, but it's a lot of the same. It's a good product, but not a lot's changed. Daniel Burton says, "Do you stretch before you run?" I don't really stretch in that sense. I do like leg exercises. My pre-mobility routine, which we've been kind of talking about all episode today, to lay it out, it's body weight, 10 squats, 10 single leg lunges each side, 10 lateral lunges each side, and then 10 single leg deadlifts. And then I go run. Stone Cold, who I got to meet over the weekend, says, CIM. Oh, look at this picture too. Do you see that? That's us. Where is that from though? Because I don't think was I wearing that shirt this week? What was I wearing? Where is this from? Anyway, Stone Cold says, CIM 327, an ugly one, but more lessons learned. Thanks again for an awesome shakeout. Well, it was good to see you. All right. I think I'm way behind you guys in the chat. Let me see. Joe Carter wants to know, hey, Famerco, when does 2024 CIM registration open? Best place to stay in Sacramento? I don't know when it opens. It's not like World Majors where it's like the day after register or like the lottery registration opens really soon. It'll probably be sometime early 2024. Frank LaHulier says, there's no Moore's Law for shoe foam, though. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a thing about Moore's Law. I just think that like punctuated equilibriums are just the way that the universe tends to work. Well, at least that's the way that evolution tends to work on planet Earth. But I think take phones, for example. The thing that's not limiting us, I mean, like everything has kind of converged on the shape of an iPhone in terms of phones. And so like kind of like a best practice has emerged. And I don't think that we're going to see any like major disruptions. Like foldables are cool. I'm not super into it, but I can see why other people are. I don't really think we're going to see major like huge jumps, like brand creation jumps like that, like Apple experienced. Like I don't think we're going to see that until like there's something new, innovation in battery technology. Battery technology is like is where I feel like a lot of future tech is important. I haven't cared about spec updates to a phone chip in about 8 years, So it's not the Moore's Law about like chips and stuff. So, yeah. Dr. Josh says, the plate market is saturated. Nike has the most initial patents, I believe, and there are only so many more ways to make a plated shoe that is advantageous, unless something new tech comes out. Yeah, I mean, what's interesting to me is that we haven't seen anyone else making a sort of air type of pocket or some other sort of like cushion and like compression, decompression device to kind of copy like the Zoom Air pocket. Now, again, like, people don't really talk about patents all that much. And I was thinking about this on my run today, is that I don't know if it's just that like the technology is moving quick enough that they're not bothering to get the patents, or rather they'd rather get the technology on people's feet right away rather than wait to go through the patenting process before they start, engaging in public use, to use a term of art. So I don't know what it is, or if it's, I don't know. So I know that there are some patents in there, but people rarely seem to be talking about them. And so I don't think I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating it, but it doesn't seem to me to be as big of a roadblock to innovation as it might otherwise seem to be. But I don't know. But yeah. But I agree overall that there are only so many ways to make a carbon plated shoe. I think, but what we're seeing more is that like people aren't just using Peebacks or Peba. I mean, before it was like either using Peba or beaded Peba, or you're not. Now there are many kinds of super foams that are interesting. There's supercritical Peba. There's like the non-compression molded Light Strike Pro foam, which is Light Strike Pro is also not a Peba. So like there's techniques and then there's materials. And so there's a lot of stuff that people are tinkering with. And I think these are going to be, I don't know. I think there could be a disruptive foam kind of like discovery, but I don't think it'll be like, oh, and it gives us so much more compression, decompression that's advantageous. I think it'll be like, and it gives us a great racing experience that's either highly durable, which I find that'll probably not be it, but much lighter, which is the direction that the Evo 1 is going. That's kind of my prediction. Not based on anything that anyone has told me, but I don't know. All right, let me scroll down a little bit more, and then we'll get to the box real quick. Calvin said that the patents are why the beaded foams took so long to make it to market. Thanks, Adidas. But I don't think Adidas held the patents to the beaded foams. I thought that was 3M. So I mean, we should thank 3M. I think there's two things. I mean, I guess to be nitpicky, here's my understanding. I think 3M holds the patents to Boost, but I think that Adidas paid a lot to be the exclusive client of those beaded foams. So like there's contractual exclusivity and then there's like patent exclusivity. Two different things, I guess. I could be wrong on that though. That's just my understanding. All right. Nick Fram says, have you heard anything about the New Balance Rebel B4s? I saw them. I didn't pick it up. I didn't really look at it. I didn't have a meeting with New Balance. So I haven't heard anything. Thales Carafiello says, do I run with a cough or should I rest? 2 weeks out from a race as well. I would say like, depends on how bad the cough is and what the nature of the cough is. Like, what is it from? Because I would say like towards the end of a cold, I feel like it's fine to do that. In the beginning of a cold, I took 3 days off last week or 2 weeks ago because I had a cold. So like, and that's longer than I take off from after a marathon. It's just to give you an idea. So like if most people are taking a week or two after a marathon of no running, like that's probably what most people should take off if you have a cold. Until because it's like, at that point, is it just vanity miles, right? Like, are you getting anything out of it if your body is really struggling just to fight off a cold? So are you prolonging the cold? Are you even getting anything out of the miles? You're probably not going to get anything out from a workout if you're just hacking your way through it. At some point, you'll have to have one that's kind of like, oh, I guess I'm lingering symptoms, but there's that too. And I would say 2 weeks out, I'd rather be, it depends on, if it's a 5K, there's still plenty of time to work. If it's a marathon, I might just try and be 100% better rather than have 7 or 8 more miles under my belt. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, let's go to the box. And this is a bunch of, I got a bunch of stuff while I was gone, but I also had a bunch of stuff that came over in like the week we were gone for Thanksgiving. So we got a lot of packages to get through. We're gonna try to get through them all before like the holiday break too. So we might have to double up some of these days, but this is a package from Ciele. I don't know what's in here, but so far it's very interesting. First thing we got is It's Ciele, so of course they're going to put in a hat. But look at this. It's a fuzzy hat. It's like a toilet bath mat hat. And I really love this. It kind of fits my head a little bit boxy, but I don't know. It's like, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the dog wash car from Dumb and Dumber. This is fantastic. It's also very warm. I like this. Calvin says the toilet bat mat. You know, like the thing that looks like a catcher's chest guard. The thing that you put in front of the toilet, and then there's a matching bath mat. Like those kinds of things. Like a big towel that you stand on, you know. Yeah, basically it's just like a big chunky fleece. That's nice. And then we've got a hat that, what is going on with this one? Oh, okay. I was like, this just looks like a regular hat, but it's not just a regular hat. It is kind of like lined on the inside. Can you see that? And then it's doesn't have it doesn't have like an adjustable thing. It doesn't have a hole in the back like a normal hat would. It's kind of like a fitted cap almost. And then it has ear covers. This hat is also fits me a little bit big up top. But I kind of really like this. And it also reminds me of the helmets that they wore when they were on Endor. The moon, you know? When they rode the floating bikes, you know? So I like this one. That's good, because I like to run in a cap, but sometimes the ears get cold. I could see myself wearing this a lot not running as well. And I think they just put 2 of them in here. I don't know how these... I don't think these are different. I think they just sent me 2. Oh, maybe it's a different size. Oh, yeah. So they are kind of fitted. This one is a 60 millimeter, and this one is 56.5 centimeter. Sorry, centimeters, not millimeters. So they come in different sizes. This smaller one, oh, this is like a women's size. I think maybe I'll give this to my daughter. This one's tight, it doesn't fit. All right. Frank says it's Imperious. The colorway. Wait, is that what the colorway is called? Imperial Forest Trooper. All right, we got some clothes in here. This looks really nice. Oh boy, this is exciting. A short sleeve jacket. Is this a shacket? But it does have Polartec Alpha insulation. It says Ciele Athletics on the inside of the collar. Snaps. Goes all the way down. I don't know why, but this feels very weird, but also very awesome at the same time. Yeah, Mark Peterson, is this camo? It's kind of camo. It looks like kind of like a palm tree, maybe. Pockets are a little high, but I kind of like that. It's got a black stripe down the back. This is nice. I like this. It's very confusing. Like, why would you need a shirt this warm? But it gets cold up here. I mean, they're Canadian, so they know how to deal with cold weather. I feel like if they think this is important, then I'm going to work on. I'm going to figure out a way to work it into rotation. These even has side snaps here too. So if you need more ventilation on the sides, you got some side snaps along like the lower hem. That's fun. I like this. Andrew Scott says, I'm getting Bill Belichick vibes from that. Yeah, exactly. Except it's not a sweatshirt. It's not like a hoodie or a crew neck sweater. It's a jacket. It's nice. And then we got a Ciele shirt. Ooh, a long sleeve. This is, ooh, look at this. Got little thumb holes in here. And what are these? It's, I don't think, do these come off? I don't know if they're snaps or what. No, they're sewn in, but there's kind of like a long slit down the side. I think it's going to be very comfortable. This might be good, like fast running. If you need to run fast, but also kind of want a long sleeve, I think this will be nice. I like the design. Do you see that? It's kind of hard to see with the black. Yeah, there we go. Boom. And then one last thing. Nice. I didn't know they made pants. By the way, I love this little C logo. It does look a lot like it's trying to say that it's copyrighted, but ooh. And it's like a little rubber, like, it's not just like a screen print. It's like a little rubber thing that's like heat pressed onto this thing. Heat press isn't the right word, but full length tight, little reflective strip at the bottom. No zip, but it's got a nice hem, so that's nice. And ooh, got one pocket on the side, one pocket on the other side. So 2 lower hip pockets. I was running in the Janji ones today, and those pockets, it's like almost like right up on the waist belt where you get into the pocket. So if you have a longer jacket or a shirt, you got to pick it up and then get in there. This one's lower, so it's going to be below your shirt hemline. It's a pretty deep pocket. Wide too. Definitely fit a phone in there. So nice. This is going to get a lot of use. Ooh, all right, and that's it. That's what's in the box today. Kristen G says, I just tried to find that green fleece hat at Ciele, but they have way too many hats to sort through. Yeah. Let's see if I can find a name on this. It is called the GOC, no, the GO cap. The Go cap. Sherpa Ultra Iconic. This is what it's called. Yeah. Here. Maybe this will help. Go cap Sherpa Ultra Iconic. This might be my new favorite hat. I don't know that I'll actually run in this one, but I'm definitely going to wear this around all winter long. And Sean says, click on winter headwear. Alf Dickinson just wants me to say Nokia. I think in Europe you guys say Nokia, right? Nokia, like Nokia. I don't know. That's probably the correct way to say it, but we call it Nokia over here. Can you fit a Nokia brick in the back pocket? You could fit a Nokia phone in the Ciele tights. I wonder if they're going to make a half tight. It's interesting. Yeah. Sean Devlin said there's a white one of these. That's really nice. Ooh. I don't know. I think that like the white on this fleece would get kind of dingy quick, maybe. That would be my concern. This, I feel like it's going to be this color for a long time. Frank says, if you sweat in this hat, it's going to be wet for a week. Probably. You're going to have to, I don't know. It's kind of just, it kind of feels like I'm petting a dog. It's just very soft, like I'm petting a puppy. All right. Alf Dickens says, I'm going to have to get 40 to say Nokia in half an hour. You have to clip that then. Make a supercut. Nokia. Have a go back and forth. Running for my best life says, favorite hat color? Black. Or gray. I like dark gray. I'm like Lego Batman. All right, guys. I think that's going to be a good place to leave it for today. I apologize about all the audio difficulties. I will have that sorted by tomorrow when we'll have another live stream. Hopefully, I'll have the TRE video done by tomorrow. I'm really going to work on it, but I don't know. I'm back in, like, you know, I'm back at home. I'm in family mode. My daughter's last basketball game, well, she's a cheerleader. The basket game of the season is today, so I'm going to be at the school watching that. But in between now and then, when I'm not at the school, I'm going to be editing that TRE video, trying to get that out as soon as I can. I'm on, I've gotten past Monday, which was easy, and then I'm through some of Tuesday. Then I got it to Wednesday and Thursday, so like the bulk of it's still to go. So we'll see how, I'll try to get there. I'll try to get there. All right, but either way, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. We'll have something else to unbox. We could do some shoes. I'll let you guys pick. So that'll be fun. All right. Until I see you then. Until I see you again. Be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.